What's up, YouTube? Alright, I'm here to review a movie of my childhood called The Land Before Time. You know, I've grown up watching this series for years and years. I love this series. The first and second one are the saddest in my opinion, but let's get to discussion. Okay, so we start off. This is going to be a spoiler complete, so if you haven't watched it, I suggest you not to watch this video and then go watch it, and then go watch my video and see if, or watch this video and see if you like it. Alright. So, if you've never heard of this movie, you probably live on Mars or something. Yeah, that's what another reviewer said. Hold up, sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, yesterday it was pouring rain as I played in a previous video. It was really pouring down rain. Right now it's just sunny and beautiful. Alright, and I just stopped working at the bookstore today. It's going to feel kind of weird not getting up and having to go work there. But, alright, here we go. So, we start off with a kid with a little boy called Littlefoot. He's born, and his mom is admiring him and starts licking him. He's scared at first, but then he licks her, and then they cuddle, and then some other dinosaurs come to see him, or some other creatures, and maybe some little dinosaurs, and then he's kind of backing up and hiding behind his mom, and she said, "Don't be frightened, come out." And then he was just kind of, walking away because, he was scared. He didn't know what was going on. So years pass, and he doesn't have really anything to eat, but then he gets the tree star, but he eats wood. Yeah, but then he gets a tree star, and then Littlefoot and Sarah, they said, three horns don't play with not long necks, and they're like, three horns never play with long necks against Sarah, and he's like, long neck? Mother, what's a long neck? And they said, that's what we are. But I think it's an Aprontosaurus or something. And they said that they always stick to themselves, like Triceratops, which is a three-horn, long neck, which is an Aprontosaurus, I think, and a flyer pterodactyl, and a swimmer they call Big Mouth. I forgot the title of that one, and then, Well, so him and Sarah started playing again, and then, of course, a sharp tooth in that movie, known as a T-Rex, comes after them. And, of course, Littlefoot and Sarah get to safety underneath brambles. And the sharp-toothed T-Rex, that is, stuffs his nose in there and starts trying to sniff them out, and then they ran. Sarah ran in the wrong direction, and then he almost snapped at the T-Rex almost snapped at Littlefoot and Sarah, and then Littlefoot just got away, and the brambles shot him in the nose, and then he jumped over, and then Littlefoot's mom smacked him with a tail, and then gave him an evil eye, and then she kept on smacking him with the tail. But a lot of people thought that she died by the earthquake, as they call an earth shake in that movie. Earthquake. But I don't know, the word shake seems, because you feel the ground shake, why would they call it earthquake? Yeah, there's earthquake or earth shake. And then that's how they thought Littlefoot's mom died, but that's not it. Littlefoot's mom got bit by the T-Rex. He jumped and took a big chunk out of her back and then gnashed her neck. And then he got smacked another time with a tail. But then, okay, here is the part where he's vanquished for a little bit. Because he gets smacked and he falls. Littlefoot and Sarah almost met their end because they were falling, and then Littlefoot's mom smacked the sharp tooth and knocked him down off the ledge, and he fell into an underground, and then she caught Sarah and Littlefoot, and Sarah started screaming, and then Sarah was separated from her parents, and Littlefoot was separated from his grandparents, and then he gets separated from his mother in more parts. In the worst part, his mom fell down and died. This is the part that always makes me burst into tears, because Littlefoot's mom, he said, "Mother, please get up." And she said, "I'm not sure I can, Littlefoot." And he said, "Yes, you can. Get up." And that's the part that always makes me cry. Now I think it's about to start again. Well, yeah, she fell down in front of him and died, and she told him that she'll be in his heart. And that part always got me bursting into tears. It just made me feel worse. Every time I watch that, it makes me feel worse. And Littlefoot just didn't want to eat anything because he was so sad that his mom died. And then he told a guy called Rooter, and he said, "Oh, I see. And Rooter, the guy who played Rooter, was voiced by Pat Hingle, something like that. He was Commissioner Gordon in Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, or Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and he was also in, of course, the first original Land Before Time. So Littlefoot doesn't have anything going on. A pterodactyl tried to give him a cherry, and then he saw that Littlefoot wouldn't eat, so he went, "Oh." That's what the little pterodactyl did, who was such a sweetheart in that movie, to at least try to offer Littlefoot a cherry or a berry. And then he got a tree star. Littlefoot got another one, and his mother started speaking to him, I guess. Alright, and later on he meets up with a friend called Ducky, who is voiced by Judith Barcy. You may have seen my video where her father killed the actress Judith Barcy. How sick is that? It's really sick. Sorry about... I just get pissed off every time I think about that. Sorry. Alright, so next up, they meet Petrie. Littlefoot met Sarah a few more times, and Sarah actually met the Sharptooth again, who didn't die. I don't know how he could survive. He was thrown from a cliff into an underground like, BAM! He still survived. There you go. Well, so you meet Sarah again, and him and Sarah got into a fight, and, you know, Sarah's just... She just acts like she's tough, and she's kind of stuck up a little bit. In my opinion, she's kind of stuck up. Alright, so next up, what we got? Littlefoot meets Ducky, and then he said, "Don't you know anything? Long necks don't talk to whatever it is you are." And she said, "Me? I'm a long neck too. See? I got a long neck and a tail like you. See? And I like the yep part that she put in because it was so sweet. And then she accompanied Littlefoot, and then they met Petrie later on, and they became friends. And Petrie was my favorite character in this movie. Now let's move on. Later, Ducky falls down a cliff. Or they met Sarah again, and she told him about Sharptooth. And Petrie grabs on the Littlefoot and goes, "Ah, Sharptooth!" And they said, "Come on, Sarah. Sharptooth is dead. He fell into that big underground." And of course, Sarah rammed him a few times, and his eyes opened. And then she ran for her life. Yeah. And then, she rammed him when his eyes were closed. And then later, Ducky fell down a cliff, saw an egg, and then she found Spike, the Spike Tail, whatever he is in real life. Excuse me. And then you go out, and let me think. Then later, Littlefoot had that tree star, but then they all ran because Sharptooth was there. And then he stomped on that tree star, so tree star, rest in peace. And then he chased them all, and then he got his head caught in the cliff. So then they all ran, and Sarah proved to them that Sharptooth was still alive, and then they were going everywhere. They were trying to go after places. They thought they found the Great Valley earlier, but it was just tree stars down there. But then they thought they would find the Great Valley, but then they said Sarah's way is easier, because what Littlefoot did is he pushed them too hard to travel, and then they separated, and then Ducky said Sarah's way is easier, and Petrie said I think so too, and then Littlefoot got pissed off and started going away, and he said, "No, be angry. Wait!" That's what Petrie said, and then they went in. Then they went with Sarah. It was Sarah, Ducky, Petrie, and Spike all together. And Littlefoot came to the rescue later because they said they wished Littlefoot was there now. And he said, "Me too." Something like that is what Petrie said. Or something like that. And then they ran, there was a big bubble, and Petrie started to bubble up. And then Littlefoot came to the rescue, and then Sarah almost got headbutted by two headbutting dinosaurs, which was weird. And then they got scared off by Littlefoot, Ducky, Petrie, and Spike. Suited up. And then Sarah ran off. They laughed at first, and then she ran off crying because she felt ashamed that she had gone the wrong way. Of course. Well, then they meet Sharptooth one last time, and they need to get some bait. So Ducky is the bait, and then he starts chasing Ducky. He's in that little water part, and he's trying to kill Ducky, and then Petrie's like, I can't whistle like him, so he's like, and then they start pushing the rock, and they're like, and Littlefoot's like, push, Spike, push with all your might. And then Littlefoot, or Petrie, grabs a little rock and throws it, and then he starts laughing, but then and Sharptooth started snapping at him, and then he fell, and then he took a snap, but then he got blown up, and he started flying. So then, well, he had trouble flying at the beginning because he wasn't old enough to fly, but then he could finally fly. And then he started pulling at the Sharptooth's eye, which really pissed him off. I just would not have gone anywhere near that eye, and then Ducky came to push, and then Sarah came and started pushing. Yeah, you need more, and she has the horn. So then the rock fell and smashed the Sharptooth's boulder. Just as he goes down, he snaps down on Petrie. So you think, oh no, Petrie's dead. But what I think is why he let go of Petrie at the end is because the rock's coming, smashed his stomach. You do not fuck around with rocks. Pardon my language. I did not mean to swear, but sorry. Rocks have so much power that they could smash your stomach fully. And then later, Littlefoot's mom's Cloud came up to talk to him, and he said he'll never find the Great Valley. And he said, "Don't go, Mom. Don't go." And then they found the Great Valley. It was a great ending. This is a great movie. You need to check it out if you've never seen it. Little kids out there, they should watch this kind of stuff. It's great movies. Well, I will review more of them at a later time. Alright, bye. Peace. Thank you for watching. Bye.